So UFC Fight Night Strickland versus Hernandez goes down this Saturday in Houston, Texas. It is being called the ICE officer versus the illegal Mexican immigrant. That's what people are calling it. Donald Trump will personally be there. He will be arresting Anthony Hernandez should he lose on the spot. He will be escorted to a military base where he will be flown back to Mexico, and Strickland will be made governor of Texas. Okay, obviously not. That is obviously not happening. But the fight is going down this weekend. The whole card. I just want to cover the main event today, and it is an interesting one because we have Strickland, Hernandez, both top five. Strickland number three, Hernandez number four, and it's going to be a bit of a. It kind of has. It's a tough one to pick, this one, because you have Strickland, who is like obviously kind of fallen off from the past couple of years with his back to back defeats, or not back to back, but his two defeats to Dricus since having the belt, since being champion. And then you have Hernandez, who's kind of been on this ascension over the past couple of years. And it's going to be a real battle of cardio. Cardio is going to be the biggest battle, or the biggest factor. Who has the better cardio? Because it's kind of, Hernandez, the grappler, the wrestler, versus Strickland, the guy who stands up and teeps and is really good at. He's good at striking, but he's not. He's a bit boring sometimes. So I think it's going to come down to, can Sean Strickland stop the takedowns of Hernandez, which is obviously easier said than done, because Hernandez, his whole thing is kind of his attrition. It is, he might not get the first, he might not get the second, he might not even get the third takedown, but he'll keep coming, pause, until he gets a takedown. Strickland has historically, he's been good with takedowns. He has I'll look at it here. This is our stats, I guess, for grappling, because the grappling will be the biggest factor, I believe. Takedown defense of 76%, against Hernandez's 48% takedown accuracy, although that is not, doesn't tell the whole story, because obviously since he has such good cardio, and he obviously has a look at the takedown, he has 6.46 takedowns per fight per 15 minutes. So if Sean Strickland can stop the takedowns, Hernandez will be in for a ride, because obviously Strickland can strike for the whole fight on the feet. He never runs out of cardio, at least he never looks like he does. And I believe if he can stop the takedowns, then I think that Strickland will win. Obviously, that's really like the like, if he can't get taken down, he'll win. Like, obviously, right? Uh, who do I think will win? I think I'm kind of leaning more towards Hernandez. Strickland's kind of he's had the belt. He's maybe not as hungry anymore. He's kind of risen past the need for fighting. Like, Strickland isn't much of a, people don't really think of Strickland so much as more of a fighter anymore, but more of like this kind of like redneck, guy on Twitter, I guess you could say. Whereas Hernandez is young, he's hungry, he's wanting to get to the belt. He wants to get to the star power, the stardom of a UFC championship, and that's why I think Hernandez will be training harder. It's a main event in front of a crowd. I think it might be his first in front of a crowd. I think the what was it? I think his last couple ones were Apex events, I believe. I think they were. So he's gonna think this is his big moment. He gets this win, he could be fighting for the belt. Maybe might have to get one more. But it's gonna be that. There's gonna be all sorts. This is Hernandez's big moment. I think just that kind of a difference in hunger will be kind of the determining factor. Uh, I do see the fight. Because I'm thinking about the takedowns in terms of Sean Strickland does get taken down a bit, not like a lot, but Dricus took him down. Dricus isn't even a wrestler. Who else took him down? Abbas, when he fought Abbas Magomedov, he took him down. Obviously not for very long, but same with Dricus, not for very long, but he's still susceptible. However, in terms of striking, Sean Strickland will, like, if it does stay on the feet, Strickland will like demolish Hernandez. Hernandez is obviously like okay at striking, but it's like, can he keep it up? Strickland's are very like, he throws like the kind of hard jabs. The teeps at range are pretty good. I think that will be one of his main weapons, the teeps at range, to kind of keep Hernandez. Although he might need to watch it a bit, because obviously Hernandez grabs a leg from a teep, that could lead to a takedown, and that's the last thing Sean Strickland will want. Because Sean Strickland's not much like we never really see Strickland have to use like jiu-jitsu or like on bottom position too much. And I don't think it's his like ideal world to be in, especially against Hernandez. So I do think Hernandez will win. I think he'll win by maybe third round rear naked choke. That's what I'm gonna say. Uh, that's kind of what I think. I think that's how this fight will go. It will be like more like back and forth. Obviously Hernandez will go for takedown. Strickland will stop like the first 3 or 4 or 5, but Hernandez will just keep on going. And I think that's how the fight's gonna play out. And yeah, that's kind of what I think. And if you agree, comment. If you disagree, comment as well. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.